Hi, welcome to the Aruba OS 8.3 how-to video series. This is video number 13 in a 15 video series that covers the initial config and deployment of an Aruba OS 8.3 Mobility Master. Now in the previous video, we went ahead and created a couple WLANs, one in each campus, and we created a Campus A specific pre-shared key SSID and a Campus B specific pre-shared key SSID. In this video, we're going to create a .1x SSID. To do that, though, we need to create a couple additional things. And so I'm going to walk from the very beginning on kind of what I would create if I were going to create an enterprise .1x SSID that was going to be created at the global node level or the global root level and be inherited down through the rest of the devices. So first things first, I am going to create a named VLAN that I can use. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say global enterprise SSID, and I'm going to just leave this as VLAN 1. Remember, we really only have VLAN definitions at the nodes where we have controllers defined, and so I don't want to necessarily create VLANs at the global level that may or may not exist down below. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there and apply that change. So now I have this global enterprise SSID named VLAN. I'm going to go to Campus 1, and you can find this here, except what I want to do is add or I don't want to do that. I want to create a global enterprise SSID named VLAN, and I want to assign that for VLAN 200 at Campus A. So I've got my global enterprise SSID for VLAN 200. I'm going to do the same thing for Campus B. Create a global enterprise SSID. Hopefully I'm spelling this right. And for Campus B, we use VLAN 150. I'm going to go ahead and apply these changes to the four controllers. And so now I have a named VLAN that is uniform from the managed network on down, so that when I define the SSID at the global level, it gets assigned to the appropriate SSIDs down below. So I'm going to go back to the top node now that I've got my named VLAN, and I'm going to create my radius servers. Now to create my radius server, I basically am going to add this server here. It's going to ask for the IP address and the shared secret. You've got some other variables or some other information that you can add here if you need to, but for the purpose of this demo, I don't really have any NAS ID or NAS IP radius attributes to configure. And then once you create your radius server, you will create a server group, and you can put one or many radius servers inside the server group itself. So I have all my named VLANs, I have my radius server, so I'm going to go ahead at my global level and go to WLAN. And I'm going to create a global enterprise SSID. Now this will be the SSID name. For the purposes of this demo, this should make total sense. But if you need to name it something else, you certainly could. The SSID does not need to match the named VLAN. I do want this to be an employee-based SSID. And because I'm creating at the global level, I only have one AP group to apply it to. And you do have to apply it to one group. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Next. I'm going to choose my global enterprise named VLAN. Hit Next. I'm going to add my ClearPass server to it. And then once that's done, I will hit Next and choose the role that I want authenticated users to get. And once I'm done, I'll hit Finish and apply these pending config changes. Now, once that's done, I need to go to this folder and apply it to those AP groups. So I'm going to go to Campus AP Group, and I'm just going to add that Global Enterprise SSID to each group. Now I do have to initially add these to the groups, but once it's added to the groups, any changes that I make at the global level will be inherited down. So I'm going to go and add this other, whoops, not that, I want that. And hit Submit, Apply. So what I want to check now is I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to go to my access points page right here. And I'll just pick Campus A to start with. And I want to see that I've now got multiple SSIDs. I'm going to drag this over here real quick, and I'll change this to global. And you can see now my global enterprise SSIDs are now broadcasting across the two APs or across all four radios. Now what I do also want to check, I have another laptop here that I don't have the ability to show you on the screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect to that SSID. So what I need to do is find my Wi-Fi. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And then I need to find this global enterprise SSID. So I'm waiting for the radio to scan. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to it. It's going to ask me for my username and password. And I'll hit join. And hopefully I set all this stuff up right, and it should authenticate and pull an IP address. I'm not sure which one I will get on because they're both running. So I pulled 150.127. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to the clients page, and you can see that I've logged on with my username, J Howard. Now don't worry about the client health. I have APs without antennas connected to them, so the signal is really poor. But you can see I connected on 2.4. I authenticated with the username J Howard. And I can see some other bits of information of how this user authenticated to the network, what the SNR is, what my maximum speed is, what AP I'm connected to, what channel I'm connected to. So I don't have any UCC stats to show, obviously, because he hasn't really been connected for a while. But in general, I've shown that I've created my .1x SSID. I'm using named VLANs across the deployment to make things more simple so that I don't have to worry about tracking VLANs in my virtual AP profiles. And then I validated that it worked with authenticating a client to it. So hopefully that helps in guiding you through setting up a .1x based SSID and AOS 8. If you have any questions, certainly reach out to the online help board community.arubanetworks.com or reach out to your local Aruba SE or partner. Thank you.